Hey Church Lakes, Pastor Mike, and it is passion offering time. And you go, what is passion offering? Well, we changed the name this year, but we always do an end of the year giving. We changed it to passion offering because the concept being, where's God moving? What is God doing in our community? What is God passionate about? Well, how do you judge that? You judge that because you see God bringing fruit, right, in different areas or different ministries. So we as a staff, we're like, where is God moving? Where do we see fruit? And how can we challenge our folks at the end of the year here to do some giving for us to infuse some ministries with some funds to do what God's calling them to do? So number one, care for pastors. Many of you know Pastor Ron Cook is one of our overseers, and very grateful for the relationship we have with him. Care for Pastors is a ministry that works specifically with pastors and pastoral families and pastors' kids. Man, for those of you who don't know, it's tough to be a pastor's kid, to live in that aquarium, that kind of living in a fishbowl, everybody looking at your life all the time. So they minister to pastoral families, and there's a lot more hurting pastoral families than you would know. So what we do is every time of year, this time of year around Christmas, we get them to give us some families of somebody that maybe there was a church split and they were the casualty of it. Right? So here's a ministry family now that here it is Christmas time and they don't have a job. Or they went through some kind of an ugly church split and somebody kicked them out, or just, that kind of stuff unfortunately happens more than we'd like to think. Matter of fact, my wife was at a women's conference in Orlando, introduced herself, Jennifer Matheny from Church of the Lakes, and after the session, one of the ladies pulled her aside and said, did you say Church of the Lakes? She said, yeah. And she pulled out of her Bible one of our letterhead. Church of the Lakes, when she opened it up, Jen said it was so weird to see my handwriting, right? But what it was she was one of the wives of one of the families that had been sent at Christmas time a $500 check from Church of the Lakes. And she said, I keep this with me to remind me how good God is. And so, man, this is a powerful thing that we do. I will handwrite a note from all of us, from the congregation and myself, to the family with a $500 check for Christmas and tell them you cannot use this on ministry. This is for your family. So that's your first option for the passion offering. Number two, where do we see God moving? Where is God passionate about? Man, our Thrive Teen Center is killing it, y'all. Like what Matthew and his team, and those of you who are dream teamers that are working there, 40, 50 kids every afternoon. We're seeing kids that are being mentored and being loved on and having a safe place to be. A lot of community leaders have started to take notice that Thrive works and it's a big deal. And so we'd like to expand the program. So there's some upgrades we'd like to do on the current property. Just met with Matthew this week and we were talking about some new things we can do, creating some more space for more kids, and just upgrading. We've got to keep a facility going. But I pray about it because long term, we'd like to have other Thrive Centers. And God put it on somebody's heart to give in a large way, we might start looking at another potential teen center somewhere else in town to reach kids. So number two is Thrive Teen Center. So we have Care for Pastors, Thrive Teen Center, and then number three, I'm wearing on my chest, number three is Habitudes. Habitudes is the program that we're doing leadership training in public schools. Many of you may know that I had a class of 170 kids at Leesburg High School this past semester. My wife and a team that was Matthew and Monique, they were at Oak Park. They had like 45 kids in their class. We want to expand that program. The curriculum cost and incentives to keep kids involved cost. And so we're asking for you to consider Habitudes as a place that you might give and invest. So those are your three options for the Passions offering: Care for Pastors, Thrive Teen Center, or Habitudes. And then in the drop down, there's a general. So if you say, you know what, I don't know, I don't have a pick one particularly, I'm just gonna put it in the general and y'all put it where you need it, you can do that as well. So thank you so much for just praying and being obedient to whatever God tells you to do with this year's Passion offering.